So this next question is something that's always fascinated me since I was younger. I used to be an amateur boxer back in Brooklyn, New York City, when I lived in New York City. And, I'm much older than you, and so the internet didn't exist back then. And something I always wondered was, what does a day in a life look like for, back then it was Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson, these guys that I idolized as a young, as a young aspiring boxer. And I remember vividly opening up Sports Illustrated one day, and I was living in New York City at the time, and it was a day in the life of Oscar De La Hoya. It was an article. There was no video because there was no YouTube. There was no internet. And so I read through it, and it basically broke down. He woke up at this time. He ran 6 miles at that time. He ate breakfast at this time, and this is what he ate for breakfast. And I copied it to the T. I was so fascinated with it. And I've always been fascinated with a day in the life of athletes in general. So if you don't mind sharing, what is a day in the life of, we're going to do this in 2 segments, off-season and on-season. So let's go off-season first. You got no games, you got no practice. What does a day in the life look like for Stone during the off-season? When do you wake up and all that stuff?
If we have no practice, we usually get about a month off a year.
Okay.
A month off for just nothing, completely free.
Okay.
And so that's nice. I'll really wake up whenever for that month, which is usually sometime before
noon.
9. No, I wake up pretty early. I mean, I don't know if I'll call 9 early, but
sure, no.
Earlier than a lot of college students, I guess.
Sure.
I wake up whenever, around 9ish, and then make sure to get a lift in and condition somehow, which is usually just field work or something. Then watch film on my computer. Really just do whatever for that month. Just because for that month it's like freedom almost. Like
yeah.
We never have time off like that. So
and you're not in school either, right?
No,
okay.
not during that month. So I just make sure to get my 2 workouts in, and then the rest of the day is just whatever. So that's nice because I can just, if I don't want to work out in the morning or I got something going on, then I'll make sure I work out that night. But I try to work out in that off season at least 5 times a week.
Gotcha.
Usually 6 though, but I like to get a day off in there just to rest. Gotcha.
How clean is your diet during this process? During this 1 month of nothing?
During that 1 month, usually well, it depends. I might be home for that 1 month with my mom. So she would be cooking for me if that's the case. So I'll be eating good. My diet would be, she cooks pretty clean.
Okay.
But if I'm on my own, then it just depends what I'm willing to cook. I'm not the greatest cook, so it consists of a lot of Chipotle. But I try to eat as clean as possible. I just mainly try to stay away from like processed sugars.
Gotcha.
It's a big thing for me. I eat a lot of. Where it gets me is like salty food. I could eat a lot, like chips all day if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I try to stay away from that. But my diet's always been pretty clean, but it's really just, I guess, from that, like you said, from that line from going from 9 or 10% to 7 or 8.
Yeah.
It's a thin line, and you gotta do the things. You can't just do no candy for a month. You gotta do no candy for 2-3 months. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. It's interesting. I've been watching on YouTube. I've gotten fascinated with. I'm trying to get back in shape, and so one of the things I've been watching is, and not cardio shape, but also build muscle. And so I've been studying some of these professional bodybuilders, Ronnie Coleman, the guys that are like the best in the world, right? And some of them, not all of them, some of them during their off season eat like garbage. Like, they go to town, and it's because on season, in order to look, to win Mr. Olympian in front of all these judges along the side of, a bunch of other dudes who are freaking ripped, they eat so incredibly clean during season to get that waistline at a 28, 29, but to have a chest and shoulders so huge.
Yeah.
And so off season, some of them just go to town. So I was always curious to see if that's what Stone does.
Yeah, I definitely go. My diet's definitely not as clean off season, but I try to stay pretty consistent with it because that's a big thing. It's just consistency. But
Got it.
a lot of rice, a lot of chicken,
Yeah.
steak. That's pretty much it.
Okay, got it. All right, so now, what does an average day look like during season? So, I mean, I would have to imagine that every athlete, whether it's basketball, football, whatever, knows when practice is, so they obviously don't take a class during practice, right?
They won't let you.
Got it. So everybody's practicing at the time that they're supposed to practice. What does that look like? Because it's mornings,
Yeah.
right? That you.
No, so we'll day in season, I guess.
Okay.
If we're in season right now,
Yeah.
on Monday, typical Monday, wake up. We'll have either a lift or meetings, depending on when we play. If we played on Saturday or a Friday game, usually Saturdays, but every now and then there's a Friday or Thursday game even. But we'll wake up. I'll be at the facility by 6 a.m. for 6:30 workouts or meetings, which would just be film.
Yeah.
After that, we'll done.
So you're waking up at what, 5:30, 5?
I'll wake up at 5:45.
Okay.
Just drive right to the facility, don't shower or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Right on there. But I'm there by 6:15 for sure.
Yeah.
6 usually. 6:30 meetings in the lift, end at 7:30. Then we'll go shower. I'll go shower, eat breakfast.
At the facility,
yeah,
right?
at the facility.
Okay.
All there. And then by that time it's probably 8:30. Get ready for class. Class around 9. Then class goes from probably 9 to 12, 9 to 1, depending on the day. With breaks in between, not the whole time.
Sure.
2 classes.
Yeah.
Break in between, then back to my other class. That'll be done around 12, 1. Then we got to go eat lunch. Meetings again start at 2 o'clock, so 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock is meetings. Then we have a practice for prepare whoever we're playing for that week.
Got it.
That practice will go probably from 3 o'clock till we'll be done around 6 o'clock. Then 6 o'clock, done, go shower, eat. By then it's about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Go home. You got homework. If you want to watch extra film on your own, that'll put you at 9 o'clock. Then you get home at 9 o'clock. Do homework. Spend whatever energy you have left on homework.
Yeah.
And then go to bed pretty much. So that's how it is pretty much Monday through Friday. And then Saturday's a game. So it's a grind for those for in season, but
Yeah.
it's definitely worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. How much homework is there? A lot? Do you get a lot? Get a lot of homework?
Yeah, I do get a good amount, but like to do it. We get free time when we first get to the hotel. Like if it's a traveling game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been having too much homework throughout my college career, I guess. But it's definitely times when I'll be flooded, like get home from practice and it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
I don't know if I got the energy for this. 2 hours of homework, but get it done. We get it
Yes.
done.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Very cool.